Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 22 weird things Americans do. And yeah, I mean, this is a very short video, so having 22 things in a 6-minute video, I don't know how quickly or how much time he's going to spend talking about a specific topic, probably like 10 seconds on each. But weird things that Americans do, off the top of my head, I can't really think. So with that being said, we're going into this not knowing any of this, although it probably will be some of it mentioned that I've heard briefly mentioned before or in a video before. But yeah, let's check this out. Links are also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions that I can't post to YouTube, movies, TV series, weather reactions, all that stuff that I can't post onto YouTube or on my Patreon. But let's check this out and see some of these things that are weird that Americans do apparently. Maybe they're not even weird, we're going to see.
Like Fahrenheit? What the f*** is that? Hello there, my name is Doug Armstrong. How are you doing today? Last year I did a video called 31 British Things That Americans Need to Know, and you guys seem to love it, so I thought this year I would turn the tables and focus on the Americans. Yes, that's right, here are 21 weird things that Americans do, because apparently I got in trouble for picking on the British last time. I love America, it's my favorite place to go, but there are some weird things that you do. So here they are. Number 1. My gosh, Americans are relentlessly friendly and genuinely nice all the time. It's something that I actually really like, and I think British people are terrible at doing, being able to just strike up conversation with strangers and talk to each other. How weird is that? It's weird for us, but it's not weird for Americans. But I guess some stuck-up British people can find it annoying, not me. Number 2.
I don't think I could ever just personally do it myself, approach someone and have a conversation for the first time. If I know you, then fair enough, but without even knowing someone and just randomly approaching someone, I just couldn't do it. Again, I've not been to the US, so I can't say I've personally experienced it, but from what I've seen, this has been mentioned quite a few times. Is it just a thing within Americans, or some, where they just have the ability to do it? Or is it just more like socially acceptable? Not like it's not socially acceptable here, it's just people don't really do it. To my knowledge, I mean, I don't do it, so I'm going to base it off that. Again, once I know someone, I've spoken to someone once or twice, and I will speak to them more. But I'm very unsociable in that sense. I'm just sort of keeping myself to myself. I'm not just approaching a random stranger. But I mean, maybe if I had the confidence to do it, I would. Maybe that's just a personal thing.
The food and drink portion sizes over in America are huge.
Look at that drink size. Jesus.
Much bigger than they are here. For example, if you're at one of my favourite places, the Cheesecake Factory, and you're a woman and you feel like eating more than your recommended daily allowance of calories, then you have a wide variety of options of main meals that are over 2,000 calories. And we're just talking about the main. That doesn't include the starter and the dessert and the drink and everything else.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, this place looks good though.
Number 3, speaking of food, as soon as you finish eating, waiters in America love to take away your plate as quickly as possible. Now, in many parts of the world, including Britain, it is considered rude to take away any plate unless everyone at the table has finished eating. But in America, they're just in there in a flash as soon as you put your knife and fork down, and it's like whew, whew.
Efficiency.
Give me that tips, and I'm going to take your food away really quickly. Number 4, Americans love to greet you with, "Hey, how's it going? How are you?" But it is not a genuine question. No, no, no. Even if you've just been half eaten by an alligator, the only appropriate response is something along the lines of, "Good thanks, how are you?" It's just a greeting, not a question. Weird. Number 5, Americans are seriously overzealous with their patriotism. They really love their country.
I've not heard someone say overzealous for such a long time. But I guess I've seen that people are very proud of their country in the US.
Flags everywhere. Flags on streets, flags all over people's houses. Over here in England, you don't see a flag ever really, unless it's like the Queen's birthday. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I was born into a cool country like Britain, but I just feel like British people are nowhere near as proud as Americans are, with their "God bless America" and all that stuff. Number 6, Americans spell stuff more lazily than us British. You can forget about the letter U in words like colour and rumour, because that's an extra letter and that takes a long time to write out. And in words where an S sounds like a Z, like realised, they use a Z instead of an S.
Things I get confused by this anyway. I mean, I think I do. I'm not like when I'm actually writing stuff up, I don't think I get confused to that degree. But sometimes, because I've done so many reactions now, my mind's not really sure what to do. Especially with like the Z and S one. Because I just find it's quite interchangeable for me. Obviously, it's wrong in the UK, but I just feel like, yeah, if it wasn't for what's it called, spell check on your phone, like when you're typing up it just corrects what you're doing, whatever it's called, spell check. I don't know what they call it. I forgot. It's left my mind. I feel like that helps me quite a lot. And that's probably just from doing these reactions. I've been doing these reactions for what, like 4 years now? 5 years? Flipping hell.
Actually kind of makes sense. Why didn't we do that? Number 7, a rubber is not an eraser, so don't ask for one in class or at work.
Oh God.
Something else. Shifty eyes. Number 8, don't ask where the loo or the toilet is, because apparently that's a far too crude a word, and they use the bathroom or the restroom, and you'll get funny looks if you say toilet over there. 9, America has...
Again, I remember that being mentioned before. Bathroom is what they refer to as the toilet. That's just a fascinating one. I think I've probably done that before as well myself, but the fact that that's just a common thing in the US, you call it the bathroom even though it's just a toilet, is just very interesting. But
it's a thing called the World Series, but here's the punchline. North America's the only country in it. World Series.
North America's the only country. Bro was cooking and then he just done himself in, for God's sake.
World Series. Number 10, you have to be 21 to drink. Sure, you can be 18 and go enlist in the military and fight in a war, but have a beer? No. Gotta wait till you're 21. Number 11, gun laws. Most people in America can indeed get a gun license. That's right, if you want to kill your arch enemy, then all you have to do is get a license and pop down the shop and pick up a gun and... That is if you know what a gun looks like, which you might not do if you've just updated iOS 10. It's a water pistol. Number 12, Americans love to mix sweet with savoury. Oh yes, we're talking bacon pancakes with maple syrup, pork with applesauce, marshmallow salad, apparently.
Marshmallow salad, is this... So cream marshmallows, you got a bit of peach, or is this oranges? Get some cherries. Is this coconut? This looks like eggs. I have no... Is it maybe pineapple? I have no idea what this is.
That's the thing. And hey, I went to Cheesecake Factory last week and I ordered a bacon and cheeseburger, and on the bacon there was some brown sugar inside the burger. I mean, what's with that? Okay, who am I kidding? It was really good, but a bit weird. Number 13. America is pretty much the only place left in the world that still uses the metric system. Like Fahrenheit? What the fuck is that? Celsius, it makes sense. 0 degrees, water freezes. 100 degrees, water boils. Fahrenheit, 0 degrees means nothing. 100 degrees, nothing at all.
Nothing.
Number 14, free refills everywhere. Because 65 grams of sugar in one large glass of Coke isn't enough. Gotta refill. Have another one, or 2, or 3, or 4. Number 15.
Free refills, I mean, I can't lie. I don't really drink fizzy drinks. I mean, I've actually been quite bad recently, compared to how I usually am. I'm going to stop, alright? I'm not going to have as many fizzy drinks, but as an option, it's just I mean, for the health of the people, it's obviously not good, to be fair. But if you've got the option for it, I feel like most people would be for that, to be fair. I mean, even if you've got free refills, you're not going to have, what, 3 or 4 refills? I mean, I assume you wouldn't anyway. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know.
Dean, you got a tip. Tip everywhere. Tips here, tips there, tits there, tips. Most of the rest of the world, people's salaries are paid by the businesses rather than relying on like a minimum of 15% gratuity, even when you have the worst service ever. But not in America, it's 15 to 25%. Everywhere, tips. Number 16, in America, work holidays are really bad. Like, companies actually don't have to give their workers any paid holiday whatsoever. That's weird.
Sad.
Okay, on average, Americans do get about 14 days paid holiday every year, but here in England, we have a minimum of 28 days, and in Austria, they have a minimum of 35 days.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Big difference. Number 17, Americans still buy newspapers from newspaper dispensers.
Really? But this video is, what, like 7 years old? Is this... I guess maybe this has changed since then. Are newspapers... I mean, newspapers are still a thing here, but I don't feel like many people really get them anymore. Are newspapers still quite big in the US, or is it just, like, digital now? I assume it's probably just the same as it is here. They're just slowly dying out. Some people still get them, more people don't and just use their phones.
It's like, you put the money in, and then you open the thing, and then they just...
I guess paper rounds, that's still a job for people, right? I guess they still are a thing then. I guess some people just love the nostalgia.
Hope that you take one and not take like all of them, or leave it open for the next person. That's weird, quite weird. Number 18, pretty much everyone drives an automatic car. Here in England, it's predominantly manual cars, I would say. We do have automatics as well, but in America, it's just like everywhere. Weird. Lazy.
So yeah, I mean, I have friends who drive, like when they drive, they're like, oh, you've got to get a semi-automatic, no, not a semi-automatic, a manual car. You've got to get a manual car. Like, it's sort of like automatic, you sort of sense that, and you're like, oh, why to get an automatic? Which is weird because, I mean, it's just safer, really. It makes it easier for you. Obviously, if you're someone who's experienced and you love your cars, you're gonna get a manual car. But I don't really know why they're not more common in the UK. I mean, maybe it's more common now than it was in this video as well. I guess more people have them than I'm saying. But my younger friends that are my age, younger age, and I guess they would have been brought up in a world where there's more automatics and stuff. I still like, nah, I want to have a manual. I want to do it all myself. And I'm just thinking I wouldn't want to do that. When I do learn to drive, I'm going to get an automatic, I think, because I am not bothered about doing these fine details. I don't want to change the gear myself. Just automatically do it for me, please. Save me some stress.
Weird. Number 19. They banned Kinder eggs, but not guns. Kinder eggs, guns. Number 20. America is genuinely considering this guy as a presidential candidate.
Okay. This guy's just... I feel like this is why this has got a lot of dislikes now. He's just probably pissed a lot of people off.
Abort.
Number 21, they have drive-through everything. Not just for food, but there's drive-through coffee, drive-through banks, drive-through pharmacies, drive-through everything. Weird, amazing. Number 22, you can turn right on a red light. Gotta say, this one actually makes a lot.
See, this isn't just the US, this is in Europe. And this confused the hell out of me. Like, when I went to Amsterdam, Romania, like in the UK, you have a red light. You are not going anywhere. You're waiting until the light's green. But in like Europe as well, I was like, why is this car turning when there's a red light? It's obviously just turning around the corner. I wasn't used to that. But the fact that it's like a thing in the US as well. I guess it's just the UK that's actually strange for this. But I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was so confused. I was like, why is this legal? Or how is this legal? But clearly it is, and more countries do it than not, I feel like. But there we go. I don't actually know the reasoning behind it, but...
Driving on the right-hand side of the road, you're turning right. So as long as there's nothing coming, you can turn right.
Oh. Actually, that does make a lot more sense. Now it's just been said, it makes perfect sense. Oh, God. I mean, you're going to just turn into traffic in the UK, aren't you? So, yeah.
Makes sense. Why don't we do that here? Nice one, America. The question for you is, what did I miss out there? What other weird things?
There we go. Yeah, it's got a lot of dislikes, but you know what? I'm just here to see, all right? I'm just here to see. I mean, he's just a Brit who's experienced US, I guess, quite a bit at this point in time. I love how the first accent non-American use is a deep southern twang. Americans are relentlessly friendly and genuinely nice all the time. New Yorkers, are you sure about that? Well, there we go. Let me know your thoughts on this. Is this true? Is this wrong? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, subscribe. Peace.